But then again, there are all of you. Listen up, all. That is what this code is saying to everyone. Not just to me, not just to Tom, not just to the other two elements attributed to this that made this happen and so fast. And it's not the last one. There will be more, because this is a message and it's serious and you must take it serious. But humor me for now in yourselves. You'll be entertained for now. But then anyway, this goes back to something else Tom had said. That's a good point of input into what they were sending in someone in for. And he writes, also, why is the guards dressed up like deep sea divers? Well, Private Miller is in a tank like a guppy. Well, it sure fits, huh? But doesn't that also mean to attribute to us all also? After all, we are all being told that someone is coming to Earth, where we all guppies reside. Interesting. Spockbrow. But who? It's obvious. Someone named
Holy bejesus.
Or what else? We will get into that later too. But I think the answer is solid. More ways than one. And no puns intended. And not meant to be for a sense of humor. So Private Miller is torched and inhales its smoke. Then signals to
Holy bejesus.
Walking out of the room with a grin on his face and saluting him a thank you gesture with a movement of his arms. The doctor speaks to Private Miller again.
Private Miller, answer the question.
Notice carefully, very carefully, Private Miller's reactions. Private Miller sounds calm, and then he asks in a simple manner.
What was the question again, sir?
Now this is important because he's acting as if he not remembered the question previously because of the relighting him again with the small torch of enlightenment. The light is 420. Was he was getting high. But once he had that torch come in, he was able to wake up. I mean, think about this. The torch of what?
Holy bejesus.
Enlightenment. I think this is definitely leading somewhere, and I think still consistent with what we had already went over. So now as he is awake, considered awake, so therefore he has no memory of that question because of the relighting him again with the small flame of enlightenment to torch him. To torch the 420, the joint, the 420, thus what? The item 9. Again, make note of that, crucial. But it seems to be that torch of enlightenment that came in, who we now know he had called
Holy bejesus,
is what woke him from his controlled secret mind? By who? By Patch? Who we were and are being told was in Patch's hands, along also with the private's balls? Seems
Holy bejesus.
reawoken him and is now clearly enlightened, able to see again, and we are being told that he is having his balls back again also? He loses
Your superiors.
mind, thus, loses grip of the balls. No more fear. I swear all, I see something here. This is going somewhere. You tell me. But the private asked peacefully,
What was the question again, sir?
Remember all, he had just woken up from Patch's mind control and ball holding. The doctor asked the question again.
When you think of your superiors, what emotions do you feel? Holy bejesus.
This is very important also to notice now, everyone, for this to be consistent, that I'm right. And this is code, and this is what we're being led to see.
Holy bejesus.
Because remember again, his mind is now free. He has his torch of enlightenment back from
Holy bejesus.
If this theory is right, we should see evidence of this.
Holy bejesus.
No? So let's continue. Let us look at the private's reply. Private Miller says,
You know what problem I have with your fucking little dog and pony act you call the military? Here it is.
So now we're getting more further information with this reply of his, of how he feels. Hey, he was asked, remember, what does he think? What does he feel? So he's given us of what information about now. He's able to speak freely. He's given us critical intel.
When you think of your superiors, what emotions do you feel?
He's telling us that theirs indeed was and is
Your superiors.
military under Patch's control. Note, is
Your superiors.
dog and pony axe symbols of masonry. Anyone know anything about that? Please let me know, because I think it would add more solid structure to this.
Your superiors.
But Private Miller continues.
Here it is. 1. Lots of dudes.
Hinting to us that Patch's private army is vast, numerous, underground, in a contained facility. This is something to think about. A private
Your superiors.
army of Patch's privates who have had their torches of enlightenment extinguished?
1. Lots of dudes. Where are the boobies?
Does this suggest to us that Patch prefers
Your superiors.
men? It would figure.
Your superiors.
But remember all, Patch has their balls in his hands. But this private has been retorched with the flame of enlightenment of
Holy bejesus.
who was sent in. Remember? We're consistent. Follow the data. So notice he appears to be speaking freely, unplugged by Patch's controls of being able to control his private mind anymore. He is awake. This is interesting as well. Tom said something that could also fit in here in dealing with the Mason symbolism. He says this is their sixth sense of humor. They rub our faces in the fact that we're unaware of these codes in our everyday life. Boy, and I can attest to the experience that it's true. They want us to see
your superiors,
but don't want us to know
your superiors.
It's also a form of
your superiors.
Mind control. Connections, huh? Certain symbols are subliminal, in which it can cause weaker-minded people to do things they wouldn't normally do, like a race of
your superiors.
Manchurian candidates. When the part comes to where he says, your dick, my mouth, made me laugh, cause dick is always on the tip of your
superiors.
Tongue, so dick is in your mouth. And notice that the guy with one eye and the patch, again, he's the senior ranking
your superiors
officer, equals Big Brother watching, or the dick himself, as the dick only has one eye. So hey man, that ain't me talking, people. But anyway, so Private Miller then asked,
where are the boobies?
No, so I'm thinking to myself, okay, logically then, if his mind was controlled, then, there's something about balls in this patch guy and a massive, numerous army of
your superiors.
Dick is in your mouth. Men, I don't like the sound of that.
Your superiors.
Dick is in your mouth. Do you? So it sounds like now, once his grip is free from his
your superiors,
dick is in your mouth. With the torch of enlightenment and the 420, the burning bush, the item 9,
holy bejesus,
reignites Private Miller's torch of enlightenment. He is awake. Is it Private Miller telling us that he wants women? No more dicks? Or is he suggesting that boobies for women are what we call balls for men? Grow some nuts! This tells us that this secret private army of patches also has women, but they also are detorched of their enlightenment, their privates, their minds, and also under Patch's control, as well as their tits. Makes sense in this sense. Get it? Or it can mean that Patch's private army of
your superiors
privates are only all men, describing to us in detail to make us think what we are trying to be told. There is a secret army of
your superiors,
Nazi Masons, all men, who prefer dick. And then Private Miller then says next,
2. Why are we underground right now, sir?
Amazing again. The Private Miller who was once under Patch's
your superiors
spell, all of a sudden is awake, and now asks Patch,
why are we underground right now, sir?
Notice he calls him sir, still being awake. Why? He is being sarcastic to Patch now, as like asking after a fact or an event. Yet at the same time, this message is telling us all that they, Patch's secret private army of mind control,
your superiors,
Nazi men, Masons, homosexual army are underground now? Where? What location? We were told at the beginning, United States of America, 1937, Nazis. This is to be contemplated, however. The biblical thing here still exists. Why? Okay, notice he asks, since he has been relit,
why are we underground right now, sir?
Does he mean in some contained room, as like he sits in a secret hidden base like we see on the surface? Or does he mean, possibly, a prediction, underground, meaning in his grave? The sir he can be speaking of also is
holy bejesus.
Maybe in this mindset, remember, we're following the data. We have to use our intelligence to try to figure this out by the script. So maybe asking him,
holy bejesus, why are we underground right now, sir?
In death? But he is enlightened once again and seen as being alive when his fire went out. Or it means his torch, his life went out and is now in his grave waiting to be reignited by the flame of resurrection, hinting at maybe though he was once under Patch's control, but once dead, the torch goes out and
holy bejesus
comes in and relights his torch, maybe also representing all Patch's private armies as well, who have their torches of enlightenment relit. What about those who do not? Maybe that is why they are still in the ground asking,
why are we underground right now, sir?
Seems indeed an ultimatum is being presented in this message. message. This message is definitely going somewhere. And there's finger pointers at who the characters are, and it's being laid out, telling us that this secret
Your superiors.
army of controlled Nazi Masons, men of patches, that someone is coming to Earth for them. Could this be what that is? Telling him and them
Your superiors.
that they know where they are. Telling you and them patches, private
Your superiors.
army of controlled Nazi Masons, men, homosexual, numerous army, that they are sending someone in. And maybe that's why when we went down the tube of flapjacks, with us melting his butter into this code, we had seen windows underneath, because maybe it's not that these
Your superiors.
guys underground representing Patch could see out on everything that's going on, but because showing us no matter where they are, underground, hidden, wherever, someone is looking in. Think about it, people. For them,
Your superiors.
the Nazis, the Masons, represented by Patch, as well as for those who have their flames torched again by Holy Be Jesus. So that's spooky, but yet at the same time, it's kind of relieving, especially for where this message is going to continue to go in this study and the next one, where many more will get spooked. But them who hear and see this
Holy bejesus.
message, it is a hope, and it is a hope of salvation. You don't have to be scared. Only those who not see, and the Nazi and the Masons
Your superiors.
of Patches, numerous, homosexual
Your superiors.
army. Well, I do say that this is some spooky shit, but holy shit is more like it. But what if they still have hope? I think that's the thing here that's also being focused. They still have hope. Depending what side one looks at this code, there is hope in here. And that's what this message is as well. Well, let's see where it goes, and let's see if you see. I don't want to tell you what to see of what I see. You either see or you not see. This message is for all of us. So again, we see the question Private Miller asks, why are we underground, sir? They are dead. Not relit of their torches of life, let alone their being able to relighting of their torches of enlightenment. This message to me and to us all is loud and clear, everybody. It is for us all, as well as to Patch. It's being directed at Patch. Why? Because in essence now, it's
Holy bejesus.
that must be talking, because it's
Holy bejesus.
now who relit the flame of the torch of enlightenment in the private's containment, which is his brain. Patch no longer has control of his brain. So
Holy bejesus.
this is the one doing the talking. He's the one doing the finger pointing. He's the one who's doing the prophesizing. Make no mistake about it. At least, and this is what would be consistent to attribute to it all, to assess, because this is real. Make no mistake about it, as you shall see and hear.
Holy bejesus.
And I gotta state right now for the record, and I have in the past, I am a believer in.
Holy bejesus.
Don't make no mistake about it. Someone is coming to Earth to deal with Patch's Nazi-controlled secret
Your superiors.
army of private Nazi Mason men whose balls are all in Patch's hands.
Holy bejesus.
Seems to be giving warning of attack, warning them to wake up and allow their torches of enlightenment to be relit by his torch. If not, then just later to make them all ask themselves, as well as ask Patch,
Why are we underground right now, sir?
meaning his obvious Patch is going to be in the ground along with them, and his men are going to be looking all over and asking him that question. They are going to be killed, wiped away from life, not to be relit by.
Holy bejesus.
Man, someone's after Patch's ass, if you ask me. How does it all look to you? If you don't think it's.
Holy bejesus.
Who is it? Oh, must be Hoaglands or aliens coming here to destroy us. The other part of the triangle that makes this square. Let's look at it still in another way that we could take this message. Then the private states of his feelings.
When you think of your superiors, what emotions do you feel? You know what problem I have with your fucking little dog and pony act you call the military? Here it is. 1, lots of dudes. Where are the boobies? 2, why are we underground right now, sir?
Think about that, people. They are underground bases, underground containment quarters that this Patch's massive Masons and Nazi
Your superiors.
army is residing. Or, think about this, which would be logical now in this sense that all of you should see, or can underground also mean under the script? Seen from the surface of this movie clip, the containment quarters we are in there with
Private Miller.
right now, and
Holy bejesus.
said, come in. You, in essence, may be relit also by this
Holy bejesus.
by Item 9. More to be said on that later. But again, seen from the surface of this movie clip, on the ground, meaning the script, underneath the script of this code of which we're now in, of which we're now definitely, he's hinting and talking about everything that we're doing. We wouldn't notice. You wouldn't have noticed this if I was not seeing this.
Holy bejesus.
If Tom was not bringing elements to this to help me see this.
Holy bejesus.
If my buddy Sean had not brought this over a day before I was making posts on this.
Holy bejesus.
And he didn't even know what we were going to look at. We were just looking on the internet. And we wanted to laugh at something funny. He typed it in, but when I seen...
Holy bejesus.
Wow. And now I know.
Holy bejesus.
This
Holy bejesus.
was meant to be.
Holy bejesus.
This
Holy bejesus.
was no coincidence. This
Holy bejesus.
was not brought out by myself, and it's not just me talking.